let's see. Yeah, it looks like Team Liquid going to rock a little bit of a split here.
Yeah, my question mark is going to be on intense game. Can you really start shooting down on a Team Liquid? Because I don't see them really being able to play that bowl too safely, at least being able to keep their vehicles up and running for the most part in these zones. But with it being an intense game, we've always questioned their set of game sense and sort of mindset in some of these positions. And man, I mean, we were wondering what happened to NRG Cheeks. They had a full send at center zone with spec as of one remaining player. So NRG just not being able to pick up these fights.
Yeah, cannot get to late game as a full squad. That just seems to be a very big struggle for them. As soon as they figure that out, though, I'm telling you, this team has a ton of potential. Let's see, though, as All Glory Gaming get a full send it blind as well. Oh, driving right into Team Liquid. And Melgar knows he's in big trouble. Adrian, rock.
Oh, no.
Lay down.
Rock. And we're running away.
Lay down. And lay down.
Lay down. Oh, wait, expecting the open for him? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. This is not looking good. He knows it. And people, it's Adrian. And lay down.
And lay down. Oh,
Niels. Very interesting. That rock is strong. Uh-oh. I don't like it anymore.
Nope.
Goodbye.
Hey, man.
I must have cursed him.
I mean, I must have cursed him. I like the driving, but I think he should have just not hit the rock, kept driving down on the post or something. But I think you got to really be able to get a read of that zone, Chooks, and say, hey, maybe we can't full send center that late into the game. That wasn't looking too hot of an idea.
Yeah, maybe we just, fight at the edge, and if we win, then we're doing great. But to each their own. Everybody's trying different strategies here.
Yeah.
These late game sends to the middle practically never work out.
Yeah. One team, though, that has been accustomed to doing that has been Inco Gaming. They're switching it up, Jukes, playing on this edge play. And this is actually, we're going to switch it up. It's not only that fight. The hard shift pulls Team Liquid to the edge of the zone. They're having 2 players knocked, I believe, by intense game of all squads, maybe even the Latin Kings. And they did get 2 eliminations, actually. Their name, Team Liquid, going for a little bit of the pickup play. MacGyver him into the next smoke spot, going for the reset. But Team Liquid, man, I think they're kind of sweating their Chicks. Having 2 players knocked on the soul side definitely could have been disastrous.
Yeah, I mean, they're not happy because, looking at Alpha 7 scoreboard, they have to know that, the chances of them winning this have slimmed down tremendously. Not impossible, but it is not looking good anymore. So, Team Liquid going to go ahead and load Mythic up in the vehicle, drive him on down to safety. So, he's going to go ahead and get that res. Meanwhile, All Glory Gaming are eliminated. That gives a big opportunity for the Vicious to try to make a catch-up to Fudia.
Yeah, but the Vicious, we're talking, they have 3 elims to their name, but just a duo. I believe they're held up just on that north side somewhere, kind of just ratting it out. And with the zone shift going like this, Shooks, a lot of these teams, they played their bets towards that hillside logging area again, not going their way. It pulled down south towards this roadside in front of Milta Power. Now these teams, Inco Gaming, they were kind of fiddling around with the solo VIP player in the Wizard Tower, still not able to clear him out. And now they're having to start working towards the zone. Latin Kings looking to hold them back. Not sure if Inco Gaming's really going to be able to find their spot in zone here.
Let's see. Can Inco make this push? It's not looking too good, that's for sure. Ayala, started to throw some of that utility right towards Latin King Navy SEALs, team in last place right now. And they are getting punished. Chief with a big knock there. Now they realize who it is. Now we're going to see a very strong push. Yep, Chief on the move. Down goes Molina. And they're going to take those points all day long. Meanwhile, Inco is going to have to get into this battle.
Yeah, but the problem for Inco is Mythic's already moved forward, already taken the high ground over Juancho and stuff. Nedabete has to be careful playing these smoke angles. And with Latin Kings, they're going to be eliminated, forcing this into a 4v4 fight. But if you're Inco Gaming, you got to go against the likes of Team Liquid right now, a team that has been able to apply the pressure this game on this north side. But it's like they're able to kind of spread out a bit, make Team Liquid reconsider their options of pushing this. But you're in the open, so if you're Inco Gaming, you got to make sure not to give that opening, because Team Liquid, they still got the utility to their name.
Oh, boy. They may have the utility, But how are they going to utilize it? Let's see. Mini, so strong here towards those end games to be able to try to pick up some of those eliminations. Nenebete did get some nice shots on the Ayala, but wasn't able to get the knock. And Active does open this fight up, though, and right on time because this zone is going to shift right onto Team Liquid. Inco need to win this fight.
Yeah, and they don't have to worry about any third parties. Everyone close to them is battling out, and Team Liquid, they're forced to take the 3v4. Inactive pulling right up close and personal on them, but got to be careful. They already have the nades primed on Team Liquid. No shots connecting. Chief still on the ground, and now all of Inco Gaming's here, but the nades, they've been primed. They find one, maybe even two, but the trades are coming through. And Avete getting one. The pre-fire through the smokes. It's just an all-out battle here. Jukes in the smokes, and Cardozo, he gets one, and he's sticking the revive. Oh, this could be the play, Jukes. Can Inco find it?
Oh, it bounces, but misses the mark. And meanwhile, Inco, they're going for the reset here. Oh, Vitali catches them with that nade. That is huge. Cardozo has a molly to work with, but decides not to use it just yet. He's trying to get it done with this UMP.
Yeah, the problem is Inco already got the reset, and the pre-fires come through. They just swarm them. Team Liquid completely wiped out Inco Gaming, keeping all four up, and this fight was going on the hill. Loops taking the fight with an intense game. Ayuya being the solo player live with the S12, getting one, maybe even getting two, but that's not the case. Loops clears out Intense Gaming on the mountainside, and we're seeing it at Inco Gaming. They had enough time here, Jukes. They're looking for the third party.
Oh, yes, they are. And let's just see how Inco's going to utilize it. Inco putting up points. Oh, that nade looks good. Not cooked perfectly, though. That's going to allow Vitin to get away from this. Remember, Inco are in a little bit of a battle with X Factor when it comes to PMGC points. So this is big for them.
Oh, man. Another big fight, Jukes. Twisted Minds. They're down to a duo. Fighting it out in this garage building against Team Queso, trying to get the resets going, but the issue is that the nades, they're so predictable. Poppy Potro, he runs out in the open, not expecting Gazao to push down Twisted Minds, thankfully. Finding Federal on the reset, getting 4 players up, and even though this is on the south side of zone, Jukes, with all the battling going on, a lot of these teams losing a player earlier on, so having 4 players up could be the winning factor for them, but now we're back to it. Loops versus Inco Gaming. Who's going to win this fight?
Let's see. Vitin with the nade. Rocket launching it towards Inco. This is that battle on the edge, folks. This is going to decide who's going to have the biggest chance of winning this game because they're going to have the high ground. Let's see. Vitali throwing that Molotov. And meanwhile, look at this Nino on the roof. Oh my gosh. He has all the sight lines in the world.
Yeah, but the scary thing is he's not 3 meters out. So if Inco chooses to wait this out, maybe he's in on that lower roof. He's got to get one here. He's got to go for it at some point.
He is telling his teammates that the nades are flying. Right in their direction. Yep. Here comes the zone. It is starting to close. "15 seconds left on the clock."
Oh, here we go.
What can he do? Oh, instead.
Oh, is he in zone there? Oh, he's in.
Yeah, he's in. He's in.
Oh, that's a freebie right there, baby.
Nino, is he going to take the shot? Oh, the next zone is so close. He may just wait this out, and that might be the play.
Yeah, Inco, they got to worry about Alpha 7 turning their sights to him, but now Vitin, he's pulled up on Nenebete, trying to get the one. Vitali gets down to half, but not able to get the knock. Loops overstepping here, and now we're down to just a solo on the roof. I like the idea of Inco Gaming winning the 4v3 fight, and now we're looking at the squads. They're making the rotations in. Influence Rage wrapping around towards that Alpha 7 compound, that duo that is held up on that eastern side. Twisted Minds looking for the third party on Inco Gaming. And they actually have all 4 players up still, Juke. 6 eliminations to their name for Twisted Minds.
Huge.
Inko has to be careful on his positioning.
Yep, Inko having a heck of a game here, finally showing their teeth in the late stage of the tournament. Remember, they're doing so well in the PMGC points. We're probably going to see them in the league stage regardless. So it's good to start seeing some improvements from this team sooner rather than later.
Yeah. I mean, it was needed. You know,
Oh yeah, definitely.
we're not wanting to have the 14th place team as our representative. That's for sure. But you know, if we're maybe able to give them a bit of slack, if they're able to perform well throughout this whole week, I'm not going to give them any flowers just yet, just off of one decent game.
That's true.
With it being 120, but going into this game, Influence Rage, they wrapped around Alpha 7, but even as a duo here, they're applying so much pressure to Influence Rage, actually picking up an elimination off of just utility alone.
Beautifully done. Alpha 7, just the kings when it comes to utility. They know when to throw them smokes, where to place them perfectly. You can see how the smokes are getting deep there, and that's perfect because it eliminates sight lines for them to push up onto Alpha 7 for free. So Alpha 7 just trying to play a little bit of a keep-away game. They're happy to just extend this fight and be neighbors for now. At least it's the next circle.
Scary thing for Influence Rage, too, is even with those smokes pushed out so forward, they got to worry about Inko Gaming now. They're in render distance for them to be able to see him across that roadside, really pick up some shots going their way. Twisted Minds looks like they're going to have to get one reset going, but this is the moment I think we're starting to see, Jukes. These squads are just going to be taking pod shots at each other. They're not going to overextend too much in this circle shift, but this next one, I mean, it's really going to tell the truth of who's going to have it.
Yes, sir, indeed. Let's see what happens. Who's going to get this next circle, folks? 49 seconds left on the clock. You got Twisted Minds up there. You got Inko Gaming. And in a similar circle, we've seen the zone before, so nothing surprising when it comes to that. Beauty are in the mix as well. Trying to hold on to that 7th place spot. Could be a good game for them to try to make a little bit of a lead there on the Vicious.
Yeah, I mean, you got to move up towards loops as well. You don't want to be that 7th place team. Now, obviously, that point gap is a little under 50. I'm not going to do the math like Taylor. I'm not that guy. But Furia, man, this is your moment. This is your day, hopefully, where you're able to at least match loops and total points, or at least make that gap bigger between you and that next placement below you, because you're the borderline team. You're the eyes that everyone are looking towards to see if they're able to pass you. And now, one team that's trying to make their move in is going to be Influence Rage, but they lost that player earlier on. They pull up onto Alpha 7 Jukes, and they already take one knock player.
Here they go. One knock player. Inko now have the advantage when it comes to positioning. Can they utilize it? Oh, Carrillo. Dust dodging that nade.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm going to go back to this building.
Yeah. Don't get me in that room, please. You can hold that on your own. Now, look at this. I mean, this is what I was talking about. Inko Gaming moved down. They're starting to put pod shots in, and he's got to be careful. Influence Rage is just, I think it's going to be too tall of a task to get Low Boy across the street. It's going to be just the solo, and with it being top 5, the placement points, they start adding up, Jukes. This is where you start getting that danger territory of teams getting a lot of points here.
Let's see who's going to win this game. Juancho using this off angle. Popping off a couple little suppressed shots there. Inko's looking really good. Twisted Minds yet to get into this, and Carrillo shuts down that push immediately.
Yeah, but there's still Law. He's got a nade prime. Might find Mafioso with it. Not doing any damage, actually. So, down to just a solo. And with Juancho being on this off angle, Alpha 7 is not able to leave at any point. Fury, on the other hand, I believe they only had one vehicle on rotation. So, them having to run in the open is having them pay the price, having players knocked on it. And with the zone close, and we're talking there's only 50 seconds left, Jukes, they have to make it another 20, 30 meters with all of Twisted Minds scoping them.
Oh. Silence. A little too close for comfort there. Fury on the move. Starting to pressure Alpha 7. That just makes things even easier for Twisted Minds and Inko.
Yeah.
And I really do think it's going to be one of these teams that win it. Who do you like better right now?
I'm feeling Twisted Minds. As much as I like Inko's positioning, I just saw one of them get knocked to Gazal earlier on. They're kind of over-peaking a bit too much, maybe just given the opportunity for Twisted Minds. And for the most part, the last air and go, Twisted Minds had that double-digit elimination point game. They're on the south side of the zone, and they have full viewing of this Fury across. If these teams choose to fight each other. At least Furia try to wipe out this team in the single-story compounds. They're going to take casualties, and with the zone shift, we're going to see it. It centers up. Nenabete does have a prime position, but got to be careful holding this uphill spot because at some point, Jukes, those ridges are not going to be available to you. You're going to start taking shots, and hopefully you'll make it in that circle.
That is correct. You can see Ratto Boy sneaking his way closer to Furia. He's going to have the angles here. Right now, they're just waiting for this battle between these buildings to pop off. Actually, yeah, this is the final circle. This is going to go down to the middle of the zone. That's going to make things really interesting. It's all going to be about who can hit those shots first.
Yeah, and the scary thing, Jukes, is when it's this last circle, if Alpha 7 clear out Law, Inco Gaming's going to have to worry about Twisted Minds. So Alpha 7's able to clean up this sort of compound fight here. If they're able to get some smokes down and wait it out, they could play for that third party and go for a back-to-back-to-back. This duo, they still definitely have it in them.
Calm before the storm, Juancho. Gonna start moving now. Trying to find a better position. Pops those shots, Nenabete. And the battle has begun. Furia between Alpha 7, Inco Gaming, looking to clean them up some eliminations. Actually, Twisted Minds is in the same boat. Yeah, and Inco now focusing on the biggest threat.
Yeah, the scary thing is it's a 1v1 now between Furia and Creo. He's got a flash, might be the play here, but he doesn't even go for it, not spotting him on the TPP. And look at this, even though it was a solo, Mafioso wasn't thirsted just yet. Now Law, he's trying to make his move, but can he even make it to the compound? Inco Gaming finding him out, and I think they eliminate him. Yeah, so Alpha 7, they were able to weather it out here, Jukes, on the one stories. Even though they're just a duo, they're still going strong.
Unbelievable how Alpha 7, their tenacity to stay alive, still working out for them. Inco Gaming got the numbers, though. Twisted Mind have the numbers as well. But if Inco Gaming and Twisted Mind battle it out, that might just open the door for Alpha 7.
Yeah, and Inactive's knocked. We're talking they're in this bull spot. Team Liquid is playing earlier on. Twisted Minds, if they have the utility, they could find the knocks, but Vitali, he's trying to make the play for his squad, Jukes. He's going for this off angle, but if you can't find it in the right time, the blue zone is going to take too much damage down, and it's all going to be a matter of who can really play their spot better. Can you find the shots? Carrillo, though, giving one over.
That's huge.
Mafioso has to make the cross, and I mean, look at this. Yeah,
they
this
know
might
what the threat is. They know the biggest threat.
Man.
They know Alpha 7's down there in the south. They're like, all right, let's take them out first, and we'll worry about each other later on. No matter how good you are, that is one barrage you cannot take. Alpha 7 still getting some big numbers, though. Who's going to win this game? Twisted Minds. Inco Gaming have been playing out of their minds here. That name from Guizao and Obscure have crippled him. Vitali, it's all up to him. From this off angle, he gets one, but that is it. Another knock. It's all up to Inactive. Headshot!
They're running in the open. Just him. I mean, but Boy, he's still up. There is going to be Federal with the nade primed as well. And yeah, nade's going to be coming in, land on his head. And we give the flowers of course, Jukes to Twisted Minds, but Inco Gaming, man, I thought they had it in them, just not able to find it in that last 4v4.
Yeah, but man, a good sign to be able to see that progress from a team that could make it on over to the PMGC League stage. But one team we know for sure is going to make it, it's got to be Twisted Minds, right?
Yeah.
A solid game from them here, Taylor. Look at Ratto Boy, standing up proud.
He's pumped up, and as he should be. Jukes, Twisted Minds have had two incredible games today. Second place on Aaron with 16 eliminations. Now they finally get the winner chicken dinner with just two less eliminations, sitting at 14. Spectacular, no matter which way you cut it. The fact that they take down Inco in the fashion they did speaks volumes about Twisted Minds, but also about Inco not being able to win. But I will say, for Inco's sake, good read on Alpha 7 and punishing them, not allowing them to come up that hill. You know, I think Furia, Enigma, really let me down. I thought they had Alpha 7 dead to rise. They've got all four players up. They should definitely have pushed, well, not even push Alpha 7, but at least use utility to get that last player out of the corner. I think Furia dropped the ball in this one.
Yeah, I mean, the idea comes into question of where those smoke grenades went. I know they had at least one under their belt, but just not using it right. Twisted Minds, just having a full firing squad on you on the cross, having just one player make the building, resulting in that 1v1 at the end against the Alpha 7 squad. Definitely not something we like seeing out of Furia. And even though they are that borderline team, they have that point cushion, That's definitely not a good sign coming out of that squad, because that's the positions where you're going to be in PMGC. You're going to have to make these tough pushes in the open. Every single point you have to do, every single smoke you use has to be to perfection, or else you're going to get exploited like that.
Well, Inco Gaming, their biggest run or their deepest run we've seen yet, they give a lot of hope, potentially, that moving on to PMGC, right? Because they have more people. First off, before I get into that narrative, Furia here, Pubg, where did it fall apart?
Right there.
Well, even before that, you know?
I mean, what else can I say, man? Furia going up against Alpha 7. Alpha 7 was just better, you know? I mean, they had that south side, and in a zone like this, you got to kind of deal the hand you got. But it just goes to show, right? Alpha 7, even when they look down and out, they somehow scavenge some points. And that's something that Furia has just not been able to replicate.
You know, it's scary. It really is. That Alpha 7 with just 2 members for a large majority of that game was able to get third place, 6 eliminations, 11 points. It's ridiculous how good and consistent they continue to be. For Eco, though, big win. Giving second place 18 points is huge for them. Given how Eco's been performing throughout the fall season, they're a team that's trying to get into full form going into PMGC, since they have the most points currently out of the North American rosters. For Twisted Minds, though, I can't speak enough about these guys. You know, are they catching up to Alpha 7? No, but are they looking like a team that's going to be a scary threat at PMGC? Without question. And they also continue to distance themselves away from the other rosters trying to catch up to them in third place, fourth place. So we could be looking at Alpha 7 in first, Twisted Minds in second, which is great. And I love the consistency they continue to bring. Their roster that just people are struggling to catch up to. We look at the second page. Team Liquid continues to struggle. 5 eliminations, 5 total points. That's just the way it's been. You know, they can't get their act together. And Nick, when we look at the standings overall, do we have any movers? We do not. But again, Twisted Minds continuing their lead over Team Liquid, and the same narrative for Influence Rage and Team Queso, who are still trying to catch up. I feel like Team Liquid has barely been skating by over Influence Rage for a couple of games now.
Yeah, I mean, a 4-point difference. What have they gotten today? 13 total points on the board today. That 0 start on the first angle is not something Team Liquid wanted. And for Influence Rage, Team